Good morning, students. Today is Tuesday, May 19th, and we are going to get started on today's lessons. We're going to do reading first and then math, just like we've been in that routine. So, today for reading, you are going to be reading Freedom at Fort Mose, and it's going to be in your key books. So you'll either be accessing it online through Wonders on your Google Drive, or you can actually, if you have a hard copy of the textbook, be using your textbook. So again, that is on page 396. Yesterday, you learned your 8 new vocabulary words. So please make sure that you are studying those and those definitions. Today's genre is historical fiction. And our essential question for the week is, why is it important to keep a record of the past? That means, why is it important that we care and keep track of the past? We have diaries that people have written that are historical figures that we look back on to learn more about history. There's certain documents that tell us about history. There's artifacts that are actually found, that are dug up by archaeologists that we study, that tell us about history and events in our past and in other countries' past, that help us better understand our culture. So today you can either pause this video and you can read the story to yourself or to somebody in your family, or you may listen to the story online. There are only 8 questions today, and we are going to answer questions 1 through 3 together. Actually, you know what? I'm going to let you answer these by yourself. You've only got, that gives you like 4 days left to answer these questions by yourself. So you're going to do numbers 1 through 8 independently. Except for number 1, I do want to talk about. It says, how do we know when the story takes place? So on that one, I'm wanting to know specific text evidence. And we're going to look at the dates of the diary entries. So if you look at the date on page 397, this specific event took place on September 17th, 1754. And if you notice, it actually says 17th September 1754. That is how people back then actually kept track of the dates. They would say the date first, then the month, and then the year. Now we say the month first and then the date. So how do we know when stories takes place? We are looking at the dates of the diary entries. Just like if I want to know what day you completed your work on, I'm going to look at the date. Okay? Which parts from the story are taken from real history? There are some parts of this that actually they've taken from real history, and I want you to tell me about that. Okay? Again, that's only 8 questions today, so that should be really short and sweet to the point. Please remember your foldable, your weekly foldable this week, and make sure that you are doing your morning work. So yesterday you did morning work day 1, today is day 2, so you should be completing where it says morning work day 2 at the top. We are going to get started on your multiplication. So in your packet today, remember it says math lessons for May 18th through the 22nd. Today you have, 2 pages of multiplication. So let's look where it says day 2. That's what you're completing today. So today, this is again using the traditional or the standard algorithm. So we have 6,134 times 7. So I'm going to start with 7 times 4 is 28. I'm going to bring down my 8 and carry my 2. 7 times 3 is 21. 21 plus 2 is 23. Bring down my 3 and carry my 2. 7 times 1 is 7. 7 plus 2 is 9. 7 times 6 is 42. So my answer is 42,938. All right, let's look at number 2. We have 8,523. And if you need to use a separate piece of paper to solve, that's completely fine. Times 3. So again, 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 5 is 15. Bring down my 5, carry my 1. 3 times 8 is 24. 24 plus 1 is 25. So my answer is 25,569. Let's also look at number 3. It says 2,492 times 6. So I'm going to start with 6 times 2 is 12. Bring down your 2, carry your 1. 6 times 9 is 54. 54 plus 1 is 55. Bring down my 5, carry my other 5. 6 times 4 is 24. 24 plus 5 is 29. Bring down my 9, carry my 2. 6 times 2 is 12, and 12 plus 2 is 14. So that makes your final answer 14,952. You need to finish the rest of this page, including the word problems. And on the next page, it wants you to use expanded form. We haven't done this in a really, really long time. So this is using the distributive property. So I wanted to make sure that I was showing you this. However, if you look at your paper, you'll see where it's wanting you to do the distributive property, or it gives you traditional. I want you to listen to these directions. You do not have to do both. You're going to get the same answer if you're doing it correctly. Right now is when you get to think, do I like where I get to pull it apart and distribute, break it down, or can I do my standard algorithm? So you're going to do what works best for you. Are you answering both problems? No. You're doing which one works for you. So I'm going to show you both. The equation is 4 times 66. Okay? So I'm going to write that at the top of my paper. 4 times 66. But I can break this down. And I want to break 66 into expanded form. So 60 plus 6 are a lot easier numbers to work with. So I could do 4 times 60 plus 4 times 6. So 4 times 6 is 24, and I add my 0, which gives me 240. I'm going to bring down my addition symbol. 4 times 6 is 24. So now I have to add these two numbers together. So I have 240 plus 24, lining my numbers up correctly. 4 plus 0 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. Bring down my 2. So my answer is 264. Okay? Or that was using the expanded form. Or you could have totally done just your standard algorithm. Okay? 66 times 4, same thing. 4 times 6 is 24. 4 times 6 is 24. Plus 2 is 26. 264. That only leaves you 5 problems on this page. So again, if you have any questions about today's work, today's assignments, what you should be doing, you need clarification on something, please, 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 please reach out to me on the Remind app. Anything, I am here to help you. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.